Welcome back to our 13th episode and season finale of Baldwin and Creech, Gentlemen of Style. I'm Baldwin.
And I'm Creech. And what we're going to do today is do a recap of the season, give you a little glimpse into what we're going to do the next season, and, talk about a couple of little issues that we want to make sure that we put out there at the end of the season.
Exactly, Terrence. And so we're going to touch on a few things, and we're going to start from the top with our pilot episode, and then we're going to go all the way down, all the way to season, to episode 13. So let's jump right in there.
What? 13 episodes?
You know what? 13 episodes.
That's kind of big, right?
That is kind of big. And I guess when you're looking in from the outside, when you're creating something like this, it takes a great deal of effort and time to put it together, because we handle all aspects of this. We're behind the scenes. We handle the editing. We handle the photos. We handle the video.
The marketing.
We do it all and everything. So it's quite a effort to get this done and everything. So 13, yeah. That's kind of big. That's kind of big.
And it's a big commitment at times.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we could be doing something else or be somewhere else or doing some things that we just like to do,
right?
We're doing what we want to do with this. So.
Exactly, and we give it away. Yeah. We're giving it all away
for now.
So right back at it. Let's jump back into a recap of our first season. And where you want to start, James?
We just started at the beginning. We started off with Shades of Grey.
Shades of Grey. We did 3 episodes of Shades of Grey of different suits and how to put those suits together to give you a different look that can kind of be versatile over an entire week. You can take 3 suits, same shades of gray, well, different shades of gray, match them up differently, and get a different appeal, and still make it happen without being monotone.
Right.
With it per se.
And as well, you could take that, you could dress it up, dress it down, but you can be very versatile in where you want to go. If you need to be somewhere after hours, you're meeting for a happy hour or something like that, those grays, you can jazz them up and make them a real classy, and you have a nice little after hour look.
So we try to show you guys how that worked.
Yeah.
And I think we did that.
Yeah,
let's see, I think we had an episode as far as how to be a gentleman.
Oh yeah.
Where we talked about etiquette and what you should do, opening car doors and things of that nature. We also did an episode on how your clothes fit.
Yeah, that was very important.
Yeah, that was very important. There was a hat episode. We tried to show you the hats that we like. We showed those to you and tried them on and kind of gave you a heads up as far as what they were made out of and how you could wear them and where you could wear them. We did that. What else did we do?
We also did an episode about age appropriateness.
Correct, age appropriateness.
How to dress to be age appropriate. Sometimes we have that tendency where, we get comfortable and we like certain things and we do certain things, but there's certain styles that you have to let go when you get to a certain age. You just do. It's not age appropriate. So we talked about that. And for all these episodes that we're recapping, if you haven't seen them, just go to YouTube. They're right there.
They're right there on YouTube. Yeah, you can go back and you can watch them. You can binge watch just like on Netflix. Just binge watch it. We have a travel episode as well. Yeah, exactly. And I think in between there, didn't we have some bonus episodes?
Yep, we did an Easter episode, which was fun. We showed you guys some of the Easter attire that people wore, and we did a little hat show, and so that was one. And we also did
Father's Day.
A Father's Day episode.
Exactly. So
that was great. You always want to do something for Father's Day and Mother's Day and things of that nature. And we also, one of our episodes, I have to go back to one of our episodes, we also gave you a big old white event show. We talked about, how to dress for white events and being prepared for white events and where to go and find things. So, we did a lot this season.
Exactly. All right. So, what do we have for season 2?
Yeah, keep in mind, like we talked about earlier, we're going to go on hiatus for a little bit, give ourselves some time to recharge, spend some time with family, do a little traveling, do our thing. So, you'll still see us around, especially on social media and all that stuff. So, what you can look forward to in the next season, we're going to finally do something that people have been getting on us about for quite some time. The first thing, well, actually two things. The first thing is going to be we're actually going to get out of the studio. So
Right.
we're going to go out on location, and we're going to do some things out on location that we want to show you guys and have a ball doing it. We've got it all mapped out. So we just stay tuned. It's going to be a great time.
Exactly. And in the hiatus, should we go ahead and cover that? As far as the hiatus?
Yeah. Well, let's cover the second thing
Well, go ahead.
that everybody's been getting on us about.
That's true. The
That-
women.
The women.
The women. We get questions all the time. Why don't you guys have any women on your show? Well,
Are you going to have any women on your show?
yeah. Are you going to have any women on your show?
Get that also.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes. But initially, we started this show. We want to try to bring up the men
Right.
out there. So we kind of cater the show, and all our efforts have been going toward that direction. But we understand the importance of a woman in a man's life and how she adds to him and brings him to where he needs to be as well. So yes, we're going to have women on our show. That's a definite yes.
Yeah, we love you. We love your input. A lot of you women, you send us emails, and it's been a great feedback connection with you guys. So we're definitely going to have you on the show. But our show was geared toward men because our job, as we see it, is to make better men, and that's what the show is about. Trying to make sure that we give men as many tips and opportunities and things that they need to be better men. And if it's through motivation, through style, through clothes, through ideas, through whatever it is to make better men, that's what we're here to do.
Exactly, Terrence. So you will see that. Just stay tuned, and you're going to get what you want, and we don't mind giving it to you.
Oh no, for now we'll give it to you for now. It's free for now. Just a little taste. Just kidding. But as Rob was talking about, as far as the hiatus, you can go ahead and talk about the hiatus.
Well, the hiatus, we won't be, as far as the gentleman style, we won't be here for a short period of time, but we're not going to leave you empty-handed.
No.
In the meantime, we're going to have what's called, and we gave you a small introduction earlier in the season, it's called the 101s. And the 101s, matter of fact, you want to explain the 101s and what it is?
Sure. The 101s is tutorial sessions.
Correct.
Which give you an idea of how we do things and some of the styles that we like. One of the styles that I brought to the show was a Trinity knot. I wore that for the Easter episode, and I got a couple of emails and people who've seen me out. They asked me about that tie knot. It was the first time I actually worn that on the show,
Right.
and people wanted to know, how do you tie that knot?
Right.
So you'll have a tutorial out there on the Trinity knot, on the Etheridge knot, on the Windsor knot. So we're going to put
Right.
together a nice set of tutorials, not just about ties, but some other areas that we want to do.
Exactly. And it'll be from our personal viewpoint as far as how we do it. We're not everyone else. We're only our individuals of ourselves.
Correct.
So we're going to show you what we like and how we do it, but from an up close and personal level. So that's why we're going to introduce the 101s, and you'll get those personal up close tutorials that you can go back and you can have those as a guide, and you can incorporate what we do if you like it into your style.
Exactly. So we'll be gone for a little while, but we won't be gone long. So you'll have that time in there to binge watch, rejuvenate yourself,
Exactly.
get ready for our next season, because we're going to take it up a level. As Ron said, with everything that we do with this show, from behind the scenes to in front of the camera, we're going to take it up a notch. And so for you guys who've been following our journey, you're going to have a treat because you can see us grow. And that's the great thing. It's the growth of, the show is the growth of us. It's the growth of our styles. So you just see that full growth.
Exactly. Have we covered everything? What do you think?
We covered everything. So now we can talk about something at hand. We talk about the graduates. It's graduate season.
That's correct. It is graduate
Graduate
season. So graduates out there, you're transitioning from one stage of life into another stage of life. So there are certain things from your level and where you're at now, from a preparedness standpoint, that you need to understand. So we have a couple of tips for you that might help.
One of the biggest tips that I'm going to give you now, especially if you're transitioning from high school to college, get prepared. There are a lot of internships out there. If you don't know what field you're going into, You know, it may take you a little time, but if you know what field you're going into, you know what you want to study, start to look into your internship prospects. And one thing that I always tell is like that little keynote for me, and it may not always be available to you. There are two types of internships that you should, you know, of course, know about. There's a paid internship, which people don't always tell you about, and then there's an unpaid internship. And then there's some other things, some fellowships and some other things too. But when we're talking about internships, if you have the ability to get or apply for paid internships, do that first. And I say that because it'll also help you along the way, because now you're learning to manage your money, especially for you guys going in that have never had a job before. So it'll be your first experience, and you'll also be getting paid, and you'll learn how to manage your money and deal with your bank accounts and all these different things, and direct deposits and all those things that come along with getting into the workforce.
And another thing, from the interview standpoint, we're showing you how to look, you know, what to do from a physical aspect, but also for you to know from a preparedness aspect. And I'm only going to tell you this because I've interviewed quite a few people in my lifetime. And one of the things that I've noticed, if I ask a question, what do you know about this company? They seem to stumble over that question.
That is true.
So during the interview process, or before the interview process more appropriately, do your research. Research the company, know something about the company, know something about their lineage, because that may and probably is going to come up. And let me add one more big tip that could help you tremendously if you can get the information. If you can find out something about the people at that location that you're going to interview with, maybe you could go on LinkedIn or something like that, or maybe get access to their Facebook page and find out something about those individuals from a personal level. It's going to increase your chances and probably give you the leg up even more during that interview time, because you can find a common ground. It's going to carry you through that interview, and it's going to be more like a conversation instead of an interview to where you're put on the spot and you have people asking you questions. It's going to be a casual conversation that's going to look very good, and it's going to put you in a great position to get that job.
And something else that he just said that you have to really think about. When you're going to interview for a position, understand that your job also is to interview that company.
Absolutely.
Don't just go into an interview thinking that it's one-sided, because your opportunities and your responsibilities to yourself are great. So you have to make sure that when you're taking the opportunity to interview for these jobs, that it's going to be right for you. It's going to be a fit for you. It's nothing like working somewhere and not being happy or not being fulfilled. So when you're looking for jobs, make sure you're interviewing them as well. Find out, you know, what it is that they do. Find out about the benefits. Find out about the things that matter to you and your lifestyle and the way that you want to do things. And the best way to do that is to make sure you have a list of questions that you want answered. Because trust me, when you start to interview them back, they will have a better look at you and understand, hey, this individual, or these, you know, particular individuals, when they group you, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to group you as those that they want to bring back and probably interview again, or they're going to set you to the side and say, they did pretty well, but you know, maybe next time for them. But when you start to interview them, they can see the true interaction, and there's some respect there as well.
Exactly. So graduates, that's just a couple of tidbits for you, and we think it'll take you far. We wish you much success and do great things.
Congratulations. And you're the future now. You know, you're the next in line. You're going to be the future presidents, the future CEOs, and all these different things. So, you know, get prepared now so that at the end you can find your true reward with it. So,
Exactly. So, one more thing, a couple of more little things, a couple of business to wrap up here on the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
Where can you find us? And we're on many social media outlets out there. We're on the main ones. So we're on LinkedIn,
Instagram,
Facebook, and we're definitely on YouTube
And Twitter.
and Twitter. I forgot about Twitter.
Yeah.
We're on Twitter.
We tweet.
We tweet. tweet.
We tweet. So
Yeah.
we're out there. And by now, if you haven't, you type in Baldwin and Creech, Google.
Google it. You can Google us.
Yeah, we Googling now.
Yeah, we Google it.
We Googling now.
Yeah, we're at that level.
Yeah.
And we pop right up.
Yeah, we pop right up. So we're doing it right now. So yeah, so that's where you can find us. We've done the recap. So definitely want to say thank you to all you guys for hanging in there with us and giving us support and giving us feedback and helping us make the show not just about us but make it about what you want it to be about as well.
Right.
So it's our show.
It's our show. Keep the comments coming. Right. We love the comments. It's going to help us get to where we need to be, and we're going to keep producing with your comments and giving you feedback on where you should be.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly. So, with that being said,
take us home like we always.
I'm going to take you home.
Do it.
Once again, as I always say, and my co-host, he's in total agreement. There is no excuse for good taste. Until next time, this has been Baldwin and Creech.
Gentlemen of Style.
Gentlemen of Style.
Have a good one.